Hello to all my followers, this is Eric at RC Monster Garage. Look what we got here today. We got the new Infraction. This is the Infraction version 2, 80 miles an hour. So they did some changes. It's not a major changes, but let me show you guys and let's go over and open it without any further ado. Now, as I mentioned in my other videos, I will show how unboxing made, just to explain how to take the cars out. Some of the cars have different way that they tighten it down, and like some of them you pull it out and stuff fall off. So let's see what's going on with this guy. And this is a big 1/7 scale and it's pretty heavy. Wow, it's beautiful. I'm just gonna tilt it sideways just to show it real quick, and let's pull it out. So to pull it out, it's actually tied down from the bottom. I'm gonna just remove the remote so I can show you in a second the remote and toolkit. And what I need to do is lift this cardboard, and then I'm just gonna hold the car before you do that and never cut toward your body. Okay, and by the way, this is mine. So let's see this beautiful vehicle. I love this color. This color is kind of remind me a little bit military colors. Let's put it closer here. That's it. It's kind of American flag style on this thing. It's really cool. Let's open it up and show what they did inside. I'm just gonna give it here for a second so you guys can glance it. And I should probably take the camera and go around and show you actually how it's look all around, and then we can start opening it up, because I know some of you guys want to see some details that they actually hiding on the body. Let's do that. Okay, so now we have the hovering camera. It's not really hovering, I'm holding it. Anyway, so the front of the car, first of all, like they changed the color. It's clear as a day, you know, different colors. They have it in blue and they have it in the silver. This is the silver one with the American flag on it. Very patriotic, very cool. And when you look at the car, I just want to show some small details. They have here some air intakes. I already going to tell you what I'm going to do with mine, because it's kind of, if it's already there is no point of putting here like a black sticker. This is a black sticker. I will actually cut it and let some airflow in, so I get more airflow toward the motor, and later I'm going to 3D print the parts that actually will take the air from here and toss it into the motor to cool it down a little bit better. Now when you go to the roof, they put the roof slider that feel like they have a little bit support. And those roof slider, when you're going to flip your car, and you will flip your car, will prevent some damage to the roof of the vehicle. It's a very good idea. And then when you look here on the back, of course, there is kind of the subframe support, and they giving this clear wings on the back, and it's too bad that they're not painting it with the same camouflage color. I'm probably going to end up airbrushing it and showing it to you, because it's just going to be nicer if they did. Of course, they have the body clip with their rubber system, so you don't actually loosen them, so they hook up with those rubber bands over there. And then overall the body look very nice. When they cut it, it's funny that it's not cut so good. Usually those things cut with a laser or with a router. This is kind of cut really rough. And the same thing here on the back. You can see they did not cut it all the way. I'm assuming the chunk at the factory was tire, so probably got corona or something. On the front, if you look at some details that they write, so you have here like the toe and the nose step and cool stuff that they usually put on like a real race cars. And this is kind of the overall looking around vehicle. And of course, right there on the back, you have a small diffuser. It's kind of, you don't really need a diffuser and something like this, but it's there and it's cool. That being said, this beautiful body need to come out, so I'm going to show you something underneath. and then I'm gonna explain to you something, because they stole something from me, from my design, and they put it on this truck, and this is going to be a major problem for Arrma. Even though that I like Arrma a lot, one of their engineers gonna have to do a lot of explaining, and I'm gonna show it in a second. They stole the handbrakes for one of my car from my design. Show you it in a second. Okay, so it's time to remove the body and unveil what there is underneath. Let's do it gently. That's it. Okay, it's a perfect stand for the body, this radio box. Okay, so when we look right here, what we see is something very familiar. Look like the Limitless, look like the regular Felony, and you have the same power system, the same 6S ESC, and then you have the brushless motor over there with the tiny fan. You know, it's kind of, I really like Arrma, and I like the work that they do, but come on, put a bigger fan or put 2 fans on it. You guys know that it's necessary. Charge a couple more dollars and just give it to your customer. You have the gears here. Now I'm gonna give you guys first a feedback before we're gonna go any further into the review. So it seems to be that there is some issue with those 2 bolts are a little bit loose in here. They don't lock tight the right way, the sprockets. So please make sure before you run your car to check those. I'm gonna go over the video later before I run it and show how to do that. It's very important, so you just don't destroy your spare and pinion. Okay, that being said, let's go and look right there. So what we got here is handbrakes, and they have a cool handbrake system here that they stole from one of my cars. That this pull back and you just pull in the handbrakes, and what it does, it's initially you have a small disc brake over there that when you pull it back, it just engage the handbrakes and it will lock the car, so you can have like an instant brake. So it's very cool. Again, here you see this is way too loose. They add a bearing here, that this bearing actually what it does, it's help when this is rolling and moving backward forward. It's kind of helping for this not to warp. A lot of you guys that run in the Arrma Limitless know that this center dog bone just fly off. It just bent and fly off, and it seems to be that the torque and the direction that it will go, it will be toward this bearing, and this is how they're solving the problem. Even though that I think that they should have come with another bearing from the top, actually a 3 bearing solution that it will not be able to move at all. But I haven't done that, so you can maybe do it yourself. When we look at this vehicle, it's kind of very simple. The same wheels and everything that you're gonna have on, like, you know, the Infraction and the previous Limitless. They're just on the Infraction. It's more like a dish style wheel, so this one is more like 5 mag. So it's kind of a little bit different. But overall, this car is really cool, and this one have the new Spektrum motor on it. It's still like 2050, but this is a Spektrum. Is not actually the regular Arrma motor that I believe that it's changed a little bit. They maybe just changed the name. I guess time will tell and we'll learn. The servo mount here seems to be a little bit more stable, but it's still the plastic one. So this is something that a lot of you guys wanted to change and complained that there was a problem with. You have here, like, of course, on-off switch, and they make here, I just want to see the gap. There's a big gap over here and big gap over there, so you can remove it and put, there is Castle Creation 8S XLX that fit over there just perfectly, and they make it a little bit bigger. In the previous version, if you see my previous video, I'm showing that the receiver box that came on those cars was a little bit bigger. So now it's smaller for smaller receiver, and there's more place for the ESC. And of course you have the cat pack over here that they're pretty small, but it's still good enough, so it's not a big deal. And of course you have over here, you have sway bar on this vehicle, make it very cool. Let's flip it real quick. When you flip it, you see that not a lot being changed. You have still the diffuser and the same bottom and the same sprocket here with like opening that invite every little rocks to get in and destroy your vehicle. So please cover this with a tape or something. Your vehicle will just last much longer. When you look at the wheel system here, you can see that not a lot being changed. It's exactly kind of the same as the old one, but it's still very cool. I know that there is covers that you can order for here to make it faster, so please do get those. If you have 3D printer, there is a file that you can actually just download and 3D print the cover that go here and close it. And there is another file that you can find online that actually what it does, it's cover this entire area completely and the side, and it's making the car completely different. It's preventing dust, dirt and other problems from getting into your car. I have it 3D printed and I will install it on the car and show it. It's very cool, and I think this vehicle is still, it's a very cool vehicle. It's very nice. The handbrake system right there will work very nice, and we'll see how long it's gonna work before it's gonna start having some small failure. And of course, when you use it, what it does, it's actually like this. It's very simple. You have a center differential here. You don't have a spool. This have to run through a differential, so please do not try to change it to a spool. It will not work. You're going to cause so much damage. It's just going to be ridiculous. When you lock in the front of the differential, okay, it's actually you lock in the rear, and the disc will lock the rear and the front will stay open, and then the front wheel can turn and the rear wheel will not. And what it does, it's going to let your tail slide and get tossed left and right. So if you learn how to use it the right way, this will be a lot of fun. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go and pull my car out, and I'm going to show you a trick that if you guys going to want to adopt it for one of your cars, it will be cool, because I did front and rear differential lock on one of mine. Let me show the difference real quick. Okay, so this is my vehicle, and this is the system that I designed actually, with two brakes that go in, one on the front and one on the rear. And this is kind of an handbrake system that will lock your rear part of the differential or lock the front part of the differential. So what will happen is, when it goes to one direction, the servo, the steering servo here, it will end up locking the front, and then you can actually do whatever drifting that you want. Now let's assume that you want to do like a burnout. You will just pull it to the other direction, and then it's locking the front, and your rear can turn, and then the car will be standing and making a burnout. So they just copied a part of my brake to do the system, you know, for drifting, and it's very cool because it's good. I know that I'm doing something cool if someone copying it, but it's we have a patent on it, so it's a problem for them right now. I just wanted to prove my point, and this is what Arrma did, and I did this probably about 2 years ago, and I have it on YouTube actually showing you guys how to do that. That being said, I just wanted to show that. Still, I think that Arrma is a cool vehicle. I have no grudge against them or anything. I just want to show that this is my system. Let's go back to the review, put the body on, and have a last glance on it. Okay, so before we put in the body back on this, I just want to mention one thing is important. The rear wheels and the front wheels on this are exactly the same size. In the new Arrma Felony, they're two different sizes, so please do not try to take the Arrma Felony rear wheels and put it on this. It will ruin your differential. The differential that they have on the Arrma Felony on the rear are completely different, and it's gear and wind differently just so it can compensate for the bigger wheels. I know a lot of people I saw in the forum talking about, oh, when these wheels will come, we're going to put the bigger wheels on the back. Please do not do that. You're going to cause amazing damage to your car that you're going to regret even thinking about it. So please, I told you, don't do that. Please don't do it. You're not smarter than me. I know what I'm saying. Please don't do it. You're going to ruin your car. Let's put the body back on and see how it is. And again, this is how it's look with the body on, but I'm sure that you guys did not even pay attention to what's going on. And let me prove my point. A lot of people don't watch the videos all the way to the end, and they're missing everything. If you stay so far and you're still watching the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We did not go over the radio yet. We have a radio with the handbrake. Let me pull it out and show you what it does and how it works. So here it is, your new remote, and of course, when you look at it, this remote has some telemetry over here, so you can check actually the battery level in the car. So it's pretty cool. Of course, you have the 50, 75, and 100%, and then you have this thing right there, and you have another switch right here, and of course you have here the bind button. Please don't press this. A lot of people press this and then they say, oh, my remote don't work. Yes, because you press the bind button. So this is pretty cool remote. It's a very simple. You have to figure out how you're going to handle your handbrakes on this. When you drive the car, you know, try to make sure that you put your thumb the right way, so you're not going to drop it, because a lot of people not used to deal with the handbrake. So this is very important. So this is how it's looked together. This is the new Arrma Infraction, and this is the new remote that it's come with. And I'm going out to play right now, and I'm gonna give you a nice video about it. It's only like 110 degrees right now in California, so I'm gonna go outside and send you another video. So don't forget to press the bell icon so you can actually see it. Like, subscribe, and share.